Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Plane, starring Gerard Butler as and Mike Colter as an unlikely duo that have to save a passenger full of passenger full of planes, a plane full of passengers. He's the pilot and he's a convicted murderer. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10. Available at Amazon.com. They were also available today at Captain Blue Hen's Comics in Newark, Delaware. Thanks for coming out to the signing. Had a great day. Sold a bunch of books and comics. Got treated really well by the staff at Captain Blue Hen's. Can't say enough nice things about Captain Blue Hen's. All right. So Gerard Butler, you may remember from his many movies where he shoots people in the face. I am a big fan of movies where dude shoots people in the face, and this looks like a good setup. So he's the pilot. He feels responsible for his passengers. Colter he's like a fugitive being transported, but it sounds like he may have been unjustly convicted of a crime, maybe. Anyhow, they team up together when the plane crashes on an island somewhere. I think it's a fake country, but I'm not sure. Or either that or it's an island in the Philippines. I'm not familiar with. And there's a bunch of terrorists, and they have to kill them all and then take off in the plane. It's classic. It's absolutely classic. They used to do like this kind of storyline on like a regular TV show, right? It'd be some like, I don't know, Mannix or some old time 70s TV show where that would be the plot of the show. You know, Mannix would team up with the pilot and or Mannix would team up with a criminal to save the pilot and the crew and a bunch of the passengers, and they would save everybody. And Gerard Butler's made for these movies. He really is. But he rarely gets a good one. I mean, they had these stupid movies where he's always saving the president or trying to kill the president. Like, the stakes were way too high. Here, the stakes are right where you want them. Like, Gerard, obviously, is a pilot, so he probably has some military experience. A lot of pilots are at least in the Air Force. Then you've got Colter, who's a criminal. He could be a veteran, he might not be. He certainly has killing skills if he's a convicted murderer. So it's a perfect team up, because then the idea is, can he trust Colter? And if he can, what's going to happen at the end if they do save the passengers and get off the island? So a lot of things can happen. So first act, Gerard Butler's going to fly a plane, and then this guy gets on, and he's a convicted murderer, and the plane runs into a storm and crashes on this island. But Gerard Butler, being the good pilot he is, he actually manages to land the damn thing, but kind of crash lands it. Maybe there's some damage, maybe there's not. I don't think there is, because I think at the end of the movie they take off again. So they end up, somehow the plane is still in one piece. So they're on the island, and they think at first, oh, well, we're just normal people. They're not going to kill us. Immediately, the terrorists show up and take everybody hostage, except Gerard Butler. Because Gerard Butler happened to be making a call in, some warehouse somewhere, and they sent one guy to go capture him. And, of course, Gerard Butler, bashes his skull in and beats him in a fight, because he happens to be very handy. So he gets away. And so he realizes, oh, my God, there's a bunch of terrorists that are taking the passengers. But at the same time, the fugitive, he has also escaped. But he hasn't gotten very far, because he realizes, oh, man, we're on this island. We're screwed. And he ends up teaming up with Gerard Butler to save the crew and the passengers. So the first act would end probably around the moment they realize, oh, God, these guys are all terrorists. There's a whole island of terrorists, basically. So the second act is about them teaming up and then saving the crew and the passengers. And so it's just a series of them, where they're going to take the hostages and what are they going to do with them, and they kill a bunch of them because that makes them meaner, and that heightens the tension of the movie. Oh my God, they're going to kill everybody. And then Gerard Butler's like, I have a daughter, I'm not going to let these people die. So he's got good motivation there. Mike Colter, I'm not sure what his motivation is. They don't really get into it, so they might want to keep that a little mysterious, at least at first. And because Gerard Butler asks him what he did, and then he says something vague like, oh, it doesn't matter, nobody believes me anyway, kind of thing, which again I think implies that he was wrongly convicted of murder, and possibly the federal agent that was escorting him was killed in the crash, or maybe killed by one of the terrorists. So one by one they start killing the terrorists, and eventually they get the upper hand on them, maybe save the passengers, but they got to figure out how they're going to get off the island. Because they're stuck. They crashed on an island somehow. So they come up with some cockamamie plan that they're gonna, I don't know, refuel the plane and have the plane take off again. Because somehow the plane was wrecked enough to crash, but not so wrecked that they can't take off again. It's possible, I guess. And they do, and he saves most of the passengers except the ones that are brutally murdered early in the second act. So yes to this movie. It sounds like it'll be cool, in a revengey kind of way. It sounds like it'd make a good video game, right? I mean, okay, you're the pilot and you crash and you got to save as many passengers as possible, and you get like 10 points a passenger, something like that. So yeah, and they call it Plane because, I don't know, Hollywood's also run out of titles as well as ideas. But I think this looks decent. Him and Colter look like a good team. Colter's a little younger, seems to handle a gun well. Maybe has military training. It's implied, I guess, by Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is sort of an older veteran actor in this score. So, but he's never really gotten a hit, not like Liam Neeson, And the thing about Gerard Butler is he's a little more brawny. Like Liam Neeson's gotten a little old. He was always very tall, but now that he's older, it's like, starting to show his age a little bit. I mean, he played a guy, hitman, that was losing his memory. So I think Gerard fits this role a little better. He's not quite as, how old is Gerard? I'm going to say he's probably in his 50s, maybe. Late 40s, early 50s, maybe. I don't think he's much older than that. So, yeah, I think I could watch this. Would I go see it in the theaters? It wouldn't be bad in the theaters. I mean, there's plane shots and there's tropical settings, so there's going to be some good high-end production value here, worth seeing on the big screen. There's going to be some action. It wouldn't be a bad movie to see in the theaters. I'd probably go see it in the theaters. This is coming out in 2023. I assume early in 2023, if they're promoting it in October. This is the first trailer. Probably comes out in January. This could be the sleeper hit in January if people go to the damn movies. If anybody has any money by then, I wouldn't mind seeing it. If I knew it was going to be on streaming, though, I'd wait. Like if I had it, like I have HBO Max and Netflix for free. If it's going to be on either one of them, I'll wait. But it's not a bad looking movie. Not bad at all. I'd even rent it on Prime for $5. That wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad rental for me. I certainly would go see it, if I had a reason to get to the damn movies. If I had a date or something and I wanted to go see something that wasn't a chick movie. Like, oh, let's go see this plane movie. Oh, is there going to be a lot of violence? Not that much. Not that much. Nah, I think you'll like it. Anyhow, that's it for me. Tony D and Little Joan. I am wired on iced tea and chocolate. I've had way too much iced tea and chocolate. Just so you know, I'm a bit wired. Not going to be able to get to sleep. Anyhow, check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. Thanks to all who came out to Captain Blue Hens, and we'll see you in the next video.